All right, guys, I am back for a few minutes tonight, and I think this will probably be our last video of like putting it together. And I got like a couple ideas I think you guys might like for different decorating ideas. So we'll just jump in. I've already cut these to this size here. Not size, it's bigger. But you'll see why in just a minute, because we're going to do a couple like layered tags, and then I'm going to show you what I came up with the pocket. Yeah, so crazy times, right? I'm not sure how much of this we'll actually need as far as inking at the moment, because we are learning together on this one. It's just an idea that, I mean, it is kind of like my layered tags from before. A little bit of variation, because obviously we're working in a ripped journal, so I wasn't sure exactly how far they'd come in or, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, we're just experimenting. And I do have to tell you, thanks to a quick little video that Amy shared with me, I was able to fix my own glue dangle. Though she's put out a very, very stern warning that I'm no longer allowed to make my oh, wait, before we do this, make my thing dance. It's not allowed to dance anymore. It's been grounded. Yeah, thanks for that, Amy. Sure know how to take the fun out of a girl's life. Anyhow, I hope you guys are all well. We are well here. It's the same day, so really nothing has changed. Oops. Okay. Just gonna use a little bit of that, a little bit of this. We're gonna pull in a little magic. And I've already inked mostly everything because I was watching a live, and so I was like, well, I'm not gonna stop the live to watch or to film the video right now, so I might as well just ink everything up and have it ready for the videos so that we can just hit the ground running for the most part. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I fed and watered everybody, so everybody's happy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be proactive and stick my little dangle back up in my glue without making it dance, Amy. And I'm going to tear jaggedly like we did the cover. Tear around. Oh, and I mounted it to that heavier cardstock. I don't know, we might actually end up sewing around this too. Okay, now take this, maybe I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Okay, take that all the way up, and then I'm going to come back down to this side and do this side, and then we'll rip across the top. Okay, for all of that. And do our inking. Voila. There is a cool layered tag. Sweet. All right, I wonder if it fits in these front pockets or not. And so it does. I don't think I want that one in that one. Let's see what the back one is. That's a blue butterfly. I think I'll save that one for one of the other pockets so that we can put like a, you know, butterfly to butterfly. All right, so let's get serious and whip out a couple more of these. Because I think what I could do now, just take advantage of that already ripped piece there. And throw a little bit of ink around the edges. I don't know, I might end up sewing around them too. I think I just said that. So, you know, just in case you weren't listening. You know. Oh. I mean, I'm hoping that you guys found some sarcasm in that. Like, in a good positive way. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty bizarre for the furnace to be kicking on. I keep thinking, oh no, we're gonna get blasted. Oh no. I wonder if we should bring out a different color too. I just like the brown. All right, do you guys ever remember those, like, I don't know, it might have been like PBS, but like before cable, right? And you had like 4 channels. You had the 3 main ones, and then you had like 31, right? The 31 back in my day wasn't even like an actual like news station. It just was like, you know, this is before like the first like ginormous satellites came out. And like PBS at night would run these like, you know, Discovery type channels about like Animal Planet stuff, right? But it was like totally set in like 70s stuff, right? So, or like it would show you like I remember one being like one where they were like actually testing on apes. Anyways, what I was going to say there was like, it was kind of like watching an ape on a PBS special trying to put the, trying to tear that, or tie that, yarn. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I watched one time, and they had taught the monkeys how to smoke because they were doing some type of I don't even remember at this point. Because I was so little watching it, and now looking back on it, I mean, really, the stuff we were allowed to watch in the 70s and like the 80s, I'm like, it's a wonder any of us turned out okay. Like, I mean, people could say what they want about today's shows, right? I mean, there's a whole lot of, you know, not appropriate stuff to even like say the words, but like, you know, there was a lot of animal stuff going on the TVs in the 70s. And they weren't good. Like, and like in the movies, I remember, God, how old was I? I don't know, I was like 16 or something. There was like this exposing the slaughterhouse stuff. That stuff will really jack you up if you're not prepared for it. Like, I mean, living out where we do, I mean, yes, that is part of farm life. I get that, right? But this stuff was like, I don't remember the name of this show, but yeah, it was, I mean, it's definitely made an impression. I can't, like, how did they get this? Like, I mean, maybe that's part of it is like, we're just all so censored now. You know, everybody talks about kids being desensitized today, which, I mean, I agree to a point, but I'm like, they're not desensitized about the stuff that Generation X is desensitized about. A lot of that, like, Generation X is desensitization stuff is more like I said, like the slaughterhouse stuff and like what actually happens in laboratories and whatnot. And I don't even think that that particular show I was watching was against the laboratory stuff. It was just like scientific research stuff. I don't know. I mean, I just remember like, well, literally being sick to my stomach over the whole thing. I was like, is that really what happens? And it is. It is. I'm like, I don't need to ink that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily, I'm not one that subscribes to the generations are so desensitized per se. Like, they are. Like, I think when we, Generation X was growing up, you know, we, ours was more like animal based, right? And today's kids, it's like the video games are just so fought with violence, like human against human violence. And I don't know. I mean, I can't speak to any other generation. I'm just speaking of, you know, what I see with my kids and then what I experienced. So I don't know. Feel free to weigh in. I kind of have that blanket policy, I guess, on my channel that basically just says, you know what, everybody's got an opinion, and as long as you're expressing it politely and you're not allowed to beat anybody up over their opinion. Like, I subscribe to it takes all kinds of opinions to make a well-rounded opinion. Like, if you're only listening to one side or another, you're not getting the full picture. And I think, unfortunately, that's what happens a lot today. So yeah, I don't agree with animal testing. I'm like, but there are people who do. I mean, you know, people have their reasons, and that's okay. They can have their reasons. It doesn't make them right or wrong. You know, kind of what I was telling you guys about Gracie's like debate thing that she did last year. I mean, opinion is opinion. You know, you can only garner a good argument or whatever when you are you know both sides of the argument, in my opinion. I think there's far less talking that happens these days and more like assuming. I think it's so wrong for people to assume just because somebody thinks this way that, you know, everything they think is, I don't want to say wrong, but in essence wrong. Or, you know, I just don't think we give each other enough leeway to have our own thoughts and opinions anymore. I guess that's an irritant for me. Like, I don't want to be a pod person. I don't think any of you guys do either. So, you know, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to just glue like 2 more and let them dry, and then we'll go back and rip that one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be a pod person. And I don't really actually think I know anybody who wants to be a pod person. So I think that's how you raise healthy environments, is by not being so stuck in one perspective or another. And I'm actually not even talking about political. I mean, that's a whole nother arena, which we probably will never discuss on my channel, but I don't care what side of the aisle you belong on, or that you belong to. That kind of sounded mean, huh? If you're a good person, you're a good person, and it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you fall on, in my opinion. It doesn't matter here, so. But I mean, on that same train of thought, you know, I think you have to be diverse in your where you're hearing things, because I think we all can get locked into I was going to say toxic, but that's not it. But maybe in a way, I think if we're only listening to one thing, it can, you know, it kind of like if you think about it like in music terms, like if you were to say, oh, I only listen to country music, but then you hear a catchy song on the radio, how often, I mean, probably not that many these days, but I mean, you would go and try to find it, right? Like you'd go to the record store. But I think today, if people have decided they don't want to listen to anything other than country music, they're not even gonna give anything else a try. And it's like, well, you know, you just actually might like a little bit of rock and roll, you know? That stuff will get your blood pumping, right? And you know what? I'm a firm believer that everybody's opinion has value. There's value to be found in everything and everybody, right? Like there's not one of us that doesn't have some sort of value, right? And you know what? I might go ahead and try to cut one of these down to just finish them out. I hope you guys don't mind. Completely understand if you want to skedaddle. I mean, not that I want you to, because I, you know, enjoy our one-sided conversations. So just teasing, totally teasing. No, but I do feel like maybe like you guys are enjoying it. The cat. Gracie, will you figure out what your cat wants? Yeah, the one meowing is Grace's cat. Okay, so speaking about movies, because you know that's where we were going with all this. Not really. We are like movie-wise Jim Carrey fans. At least all of his older stuff. Like, I don't think that there's one that we haven't watched. So, if you've seen Ace Ventura Pet Detective 2, you'll know exactly where this, like, comes from. We call him Shikaka, or, like, White Devil, because he is. So, yeah, if you ever hear that in the background, please do not take offense. This cat literally he's pure white with blue eyes. If that tells you anything. He's super cute, but he only likes Grace. He will tolerate the rest of us when there's treats to be had, or he wants to go outside. That literally is the only two reasons he will let anybody else touch him. Yeah. And then when he was a kitten, he would not stop. Like, he was so obnoxious. He tore up my floors. Like I said, he would run circles, and I'm not even kidding you, like full speed, around the house, just in circles. He would chase his tail. I don't know. I mean, at some point you have to laugh at all the shenanigans, right? Oh. And he's not going to stop meowing until one of us lets him out. Honestly, I forgot how wide this was. It's about 3 inches. I can cut it at 3 and be good. Dodger, go away. That'll work. Okay, let's get this last one on there. Gracelyn. She must be outside. hold on. I'm going to put him out. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, we also call him Crackhead. Like I said, oh, maybe I said that. So his real name is Dodger. And I don't even remember why he actually got the name Dodger. Gracie could probably tell us that, but yeah, anyways, this cat is obnoxious. Like, I said, lowly human, that I wanted to go outside. So you will stop what you are doing and do it now. Most days it's pretty comical. And then we have the, like the orange, or are they called Fire Point Siamese? I think they are. He is the one you typically do here. He's the one that always talks and talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. So in the summer, obviously, he's outside, so I don't really usually have to deal with the meowing constantly. That's usually a winter thing. Yeah, the only other talker we have is that Calico, the old gal. And she was in a video, I don't know, like a month or so ago. Oh, I was like, where did I put my glue? You guys should be very proud of me. I put in my order, and I actually ordered, I think, 2 stencils. Yep, it was 2 stencils. I ordered my glues. Yeah, I actually got on the stick and did that instead of waiting to the last minute. Aren't you proud? I'm proud of me. Okay, so let's let that one dry for a minute, then we'll tear it down. All right, so let's start at the bottom. How about that? Those are the driest. I don't know, I think these look pretty cute. It's not ripping as easy as I thought it would. I need to go from the bottom up, maybe. Okay. I think that'll be all we rip on camera, I think. Because it feels like we're just taking too long on it. And by we, I mean me. I'll go ahead and ink this one and be done with that one. But then I'll just rip the rest of them off camera. But you get the gist of what we're doing. Okay, so then my next idea, and it's not a full idea, I don't think yet, but these are the extra little fabric pieces that I didn't end up using. And I'm going to put these butterflies on them. And then I'll just glue the pocket in. I don't know if I'm going to sew around them or not. I haven't quite got that far yet. I don't know. I might sew around the butterfly. We'll see. That might look kind of cute. And I don't think I'm going to add any lace to the top of it like I would normally do. Oh, now the dogs are going at it. Goofballs. Hey everybody, Mom's on the phone. Or on the... Mom's doing a video. Let's totally act up. Okay, so yep, there's that. Make sure I'm gonna set that out to the side. So let's do this one. We'll glue it down. I know I have way more pockets than I originally planned on it, but you know the whole junk journaling thing is up to interpretation, right? Like, we crafters reserve the right to change our minds, right? All right, now I don't have a cluster made for that one because I was originally just kind of seeing, what might look good there. So, but I did cut some of these little guys. So let's see. What other colors are in there? Kind of a brown color, but I don't have really any of that. So what about maybe one of these? Be kind of dramatic, but need one of these. Maybe these. I don't really actually know what I'm doing. I mean, I think that one turned out okay, but yeah. What about that? Or I was thinking maybe instead of the black we would do, that seems like way dramatic for that. Do something like that. Yeah, maybe. It's kind of blendy, but I think it'll work. And since I'm gluing these down, I'm actually not even worried about making a knot. Because I'll catch the strings with, I mean, I won't pull them all the way through, but then I'm just gonna lay it over like this and then catch it on the next few turns. I don't know about you all, but I am actually starting to go through withdrawals on my spring and summer shows. Not that we watch a whole lot of TV, but I mean, the ones that we do watch, obviously we haven't seen in months, so come on. Like that show Zoe, did you guys watch that? Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, I think is what it was called. How cute is that little show? I hope the ratings went well enough for it that they'll bring that one back. My goodness, that was a cute show. I'm not typically like a musical type person, but I really enjoyed that one. And The Prodigal Son, that one was a pretty good one. But that's kind of a show that's like right up my alley. Let's do that. Put it on the other side there. Okay, yeah, I like those. Okay. First snippet out the door. Sweet. All right, let's see, what else do we got over here to do? Oh yeah, we still do need to make kind of little, like little mini snippets, I think. Some of these I'm going to turn into corner tucks. Oh, right. And I have to, we'll only be able to do one, I think, because I tipped these out in gold. If you do one, you got to do them all, right? Man, that stuff smells good. But I did tip one out, so. And this one I think will actually be one that that little black lace looks good with. Okay, now I want a snippet half the size, I think. Or like a base half the size. I don't know. Thinking half the size of that one too. I don't know what else to pick. How about this? Let's see what we got for little buttons. Those were kind of cute. They're like little flower buttons. I don't know if you can see that. One is tipped in silver and one is in gold. And I think the gold looks pretty good. We'll put that button on that one. There goes Piper. I don't actually think I'm ever going to get a video without an animal making noise. It appears I probably should have brought some glasses today. There we go. Yeah, I'm sure that was just like watching paint dry, huh? All right. Oh man, those are cute. Okay. All right, guys. This is, I think, is that, I can't remember now if that one was the first one we did or what, but so there's that one. So we got 2 pockets made here, which are a little tacky on the back from so much glue, but so those 2. And then we got these little tags done, and I might actually tip these all out in gold too, be cohesive, and then I'll get the rest of those torn. And yeah, when we come back, it will be for the final flip through. All right, guys, thanks for coming along with me on this journey, and we will see you soon. Bye.